Yo, what's up, you guys? Byron Rogers here with the man, Jared Reston. Learned a ridiculous amount from him, which you guys have probably already heard from me about. But day one, what's the goal of day one in this course?
So day one is first being able to hit what you want to shoot at, building good fundamentals, solid things to build on for day two, and then throughout the day, it's pretty much a lot of maybe one shot, but first shots, reloads, doing the hard shots today, getting the gun into the fight, then keeping the gun running for the fight, and then tomorrow we're gonna teach the fight.
Heck yeah. I can't wait. You exposed a lot of my weaknesses, you know what I'm saying? You guys got some good first person with him being like, hey Byron, cut that out. Hey dude, you know what I mean? So that was awesome, but just getting your perspective on everything, it's like, learn from different people, and you know, you Bruce Lee a lot of stuff, absorb what's useful, disregard what's useless, but there's a lot to be said from learning from somebody who's been there, done that, and it's an honor, man. It's an honor. So thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Boom.
Day two tomorrow. Let's get it on.
Let's see if I can keep up. Boom.
So for me, grip is never about how hard I'm gripping the gun. I want to grip the gun firmly, but not like trying to squeeze the bullets to shoot out of the bottom of the magazine. You're never gonna use strength or muscling it to manage recoil. It just doesn't work. What you're gonna do is you're gonna add shake into your gun. When I design a gun where I can grab it like here and it's like equal, then that'll be a badass gun, right? And you'll have hardly any recoil.
Boom! Yo, what's up, you guys? Byron Rogers here. I am chilling at Jared Reston's 2-day pistol rifle course. It's been amazing. We shot this morning. We just basically got to the 25-yard line and got down and dirty and kept on working on different components of fundamentals. You hear that word a lot, fundamentals. Kind of the way I like to break into it is, if you consider yourself a student of combat, just all the combat arts and all the different things that we must be good at, if we're carrying a weapon with consequence, if we're carrying a weapon to protect our families, if we're carrying a weapon on the job as a private security professional, it's just so important. I'm really learning this as I develop, to learn the fundamentals from different industry professionals, to learn the fundamentals from different, guys that are at the top of the game, because the way one man will articulate it will give you a perspective on it. But then as you learn from another individual, you'll get another perspective on it. And let's say the whole entire topic is 3D, three-dimensional, and 360 degrees.
Stance-wise, I want my feet inside of my shoulders, so like shoulder width apart-ish, kind of like a normal walking stance. And then I'm going to take my strong leg and slide it straight back, so about heel to toe, right? The important thing is keeping my feet, knees, and hips pointed towards the target.
There are different things I'm taking away from every single fundamental every time I learn from another guy who's on that level. So what I'm learning here, man, is just different ways to use my sights, different components to point of aim, point of impact, and different things that can mess that up, like parallax. This concept of parallax is something I've heard. It's something that I've kind of tried to implement in my kind of firearms game when I'm dealing with optics or I'm dealing with the way I use my body. But the way Jared Reston's been talking about it today has really helped me. And you'll see in the video, you'll see my impacts progressively improve over the course of the entire day. And so that's kind of for me, that's the proof is in the pudding, right? You don't want to take a supplement if you don't feel it, it doesn't do anything. So out here today, it is 1 o'clock. We've been working all morning. We're on our first break for the day.
So how your vision works. You see something, it reflects light, it comes back and reflects into your eye. Every piece of glass that you put in between that, or anything odd off by changing angles, you're adding a new reflection. So think of, here's the object, here's a red dot glass sight, here's my glasses, there's my eye. My eye's at a weird angle, which then puts my glasses at a weird angle, which does things. So parallax is pretty much you just lining up 3 objects into one. And your eye will do that by squeezing, like the muscles will be like, all right, I'm gonna fix this. Got it. You're good to go. But you're not seeing what's actually happening. It's not how it's lined up. It's just your brain is gonna fix things. So to help that,
we did a few hours of pistol, we did a few hours of rifle. We drilled in our BZO on rifle at the 50-yard line. We sat at that 25-yard line and we gave ourselves a clinic on just working every single component of fundamentals, from stance to your point of impact, point of aim, parallax, looking through your sights, breath, trigger control, hitting that wall. How deep is the wall? Do you really know how deep your wall is? Have you been in an environment to test that principle and maybe jump the gun a little bit to really understand that wall? Like, we dove deep into all of these different principles: breathing, letting your sights settle, follow on shots, follow through. It really was, the word that comes to mind is a clinic on the basics of building a shot. So after we get back from eating, obviously he's gonna kick up the speed and volume, and we'll get to do some cool, fun whiz-bang stuff. But the first half of the day, I would say my biggest takeaways are the fact that he explained the fundamentals, and you guys know I've been to a number of courses at this point, in a way that, without taking anything away from what I've already learned, gave me the opportunity to build on what I'd already learned and brush up on what I've already learned in a way that has progressively made me a better shooter, as we can see by the numbers. So and I love Jared Reston's like just no nonsense, straight up approach, as you guys will also see at the Protector Symposium that we're rolling out. If you haven't got your tickets, get your tickets. We recorded his part of his segment the other day, not the interactive part, and honestly it is something that every first responder in the world and anybody who writes a blank check and goes out to protect their families really should hear, because he's been there to the deepest, darkest parts of it and back. So that's what I got. Byron Rogers, protected by nature and by trade. We'll see what else we got for me. He's got for us in the day. Ow. Boom! Tightened up, man. Everything's tightening up. It's getting better and better and better and better and better. This is pretty awesome. Magic beans, man.
I'll be back.
Boom, here we are, y'all. Day 2. Really what I would say, I talked about learning things from different, teachers that are very accomplished in your field, learning things from people who have been there, learning things from people who are just really, really good at what they do, even on the competition side. All of it's valuable. I think learning to Bruce Lee everything you learn, absorb what's useful, disregard what's useless, add what's essentially your own. Realize too that what you can absorb and understand is going to have a lot to do with your own journey, your own maturation process, where you are developmentally.
Everybody did really well. But even if you're really fast, I think I can make you a tick faster. If you did really slow, I'm gonna make you a lot faster.
It's going to have a lot to do with your capacity, and really I think what makes these trainings extremely valuable is learning how to implement the things you're exposed to, right? So training is just an exposure to principles, techniques, and tactics, right? These courses we go to in 2 days, you know, Jared can't make me a black belt, but what he did do a very good job at is he exposed me to how to become a better shooter. He exposed me to where I can tighten up, brush up, and modify and improve on specific skill sets.
Right? This will add time. This doesn't. Because things have to happen before you can pull the trigger. We have to scrub the safety, we have to prep our trigger, then we break a shot. Every shot we take is a precision shot. It's a press, press, press. We don't just start slapping, right? So from here on up, I'm scrubbing safety and getting to it. So then, as I'm watching for my dot to appear from the 6 o'clock, there it is, break the shot. Press, off it, back on it. Sitting on a prep trigger, ready to break another one.
On specific pieces of each fundamental. So now I understand a little bit more about how I can make my stance better, how to build a better firing platform so my follow-on shots, my natural point of aim is where I want it to be. Like, yeah, we've all heard those things a million times, but when you have another teacher explain them to you, depending on where you are on your journey and also where you are, where the way they say it, it'll hit you differently. So that's why I believe always training, you know, and always trying to improve. But what I really think Jared did a good job of was he explained how to get better. So when I go to the range this next time, I know the types of things I need to work on with my body, with my breathing, with my trigger press, even the ditty that say all I shoot is black, all I shoot is black. But these little things help me become incrementally better with both rifle and pistol in just 48 hours. And now I know that if I continue working those skill sets in, I can hopefully become more unconsciously competent with these skill sets of warfare that we're here to practice.
So what I need to do, bang, send your eyes. When I send my eyes in front of my gun, I'm literally sending it like 10 degrees ahead of my gun. And it's not to find the box or find the person, it's telling my eyes where to stop my sights. It's what, if you ever see it, and if you see someone tracking through their sights, they'll skid past it and come back, or they'll send it past it on the way, because you go, there it is, but by the time it goes bang, you've skidded past it. So we call it skidding past your target. Up. 1,000. Stand by. Up. 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 Fire.
So if I was gonna say one really big takeaway for me, he taught me a whole lot of things, but that body of information, if I implement it, is gonna make me a better shooter and a better fighter and more efficient and effective at saving people's life. And that's what I loved about this class. And keep an eye open for Jared at the Protect Your Symposium. I'll see you guys there. Out. Boom.